I think it's safe to say the past 2 or 3 years have been rough. The COVID-19 pandemic shook the world over. The struggle against poverty and unemployment continues. And to make things worse, South Africans have experienced the worst floods throughout our history. So yes, it has been rough. But over the next half hour, we're going to take you on a journey of hope, survival, and joy. We're going to show you just how resilient our people are and how the spirit of doing well by doing good can empower entire communities. ITHUBA is the official South African National Lottery operator since 2015. CEO Charmaine Mabuza has been the driving force in creating an inclusive brand that positively and actively contributes towards the betterment of South Africans. With the April 2022 flood disaster in KwaZulu-Natal, ITHUBA pledged 10 million rand towards relief efforts. This includes building homes, furniture, solar panels, and water tanks. The ITHUBA team recently traveled around South Africa, where they personally handed over 15 brand new homes to families who have been suffering the most. I personally tagged along to witness what I can only describe as the spirit of Ubuntu.
At ITHUBA, when we saw that there was the disasters that happened in terms of the floods, we really couldn't sit back and watch this happen without us being involved. We contributed, we actually pledged 10 million rand, and part of that 10 million rand is to build houses. It became very important to us that we make a difference, we change people's lives. We actually got involved by getting to know the community, figuring out what is their need, and we realized that many communities were living in shelter and churches, and we thought, let's just get involved by building one home at a time. And it's very important to us because it's part of our values, it's part of how we operate. Everybody in ITHUBA knows this. Our brand is built on true values, it's part of Ubuntu. That's what we're all about. By the way, when you play the lotto, it's about our social investment, it's about giving back. That's what's important to us, and we embrace that philosophy and we encourage it by participating together with our communities. It wasn't just about the houses. As you can see, even these houses, it was more than just a house. We made sure we provide solar and water, and we provide groceries to get a person to be kick-started, and furniture, and we furnished the house. But besides that, we also gave the community we saw that there was a big need. We'd either give them equipment, essential equipment like stoves, like water tanks if they needed it, and we also gave them food parcels. And we've adopted many of the children into our bursary fund as well, where we saw that the children were in need in terms of schooling. We've adopted them as part of our foundation to take them through schooling. This was important to us because our foundation wants to make sure that it improves the lives of the people that work together with the people. And that's why we thought, let's do more about it. We have a beautiful social and education program that we actually support, not only just for the communities, but it's also for the businesses that participate or which partner with us, which share with our lotteries, especially female entrepreneurs. We make sure that we partner with many other institutions like the UJ. We take them to school so that they can also improve their lives, improve their businesses by understanding how a business operates, how to merchandise. And so at the end of the day, it's about the bottom line. They can go back and also plow back into their own communities. So it's a real big partnership for us together with the communities.
What do you hope to ultimately achieve? What's the end goal?
Well, for us, there is no end goal, actually. I think it's a long road ahead of us. We can see that without promoting sustainable initiatives that can improve people's lives, really we've got a long way to go. So that is what we would like to see, where we promote or encourage technology usage, we encourage educational foundations or improvements of people's life. Really, for us, I think there's no really end goal, but the end goal is really for us to encourage others to do the same as we do. If we all do one initiative, we can imagine the impact that would have on the greater community. So the bigger picture is really to try and improve and change people's lives.
The journey started in the Mpumalanga province, where 3 brand new houses were handed over to 3 very appreciative families.
The Mzansi family, the head of this family has a serious chronic disease, and therefore is not able to manage the family situation well, and they didn't have a home, where the family could live in, and really they were like nomads most of the time. So we felt that we went around as ITHUBA looking for a family that's destitute and needing help, and having identified housing as one of the primary necessities or product that we need to provide to these communities, we then felt that they qualified because they are very desperate as a family. And Mzansi is in and out of hospital most of the time. And as you can see, this is a rural area. This is it is Velita in Mpumalanga, very underdeveloped area. There's no electricity here. There's no water here. So they just can't sustain his family. The father lives in this little house or little hut with 3 daughters, and I couldn't imagine how they even shower there. Because there's not even enough space for them to sleep, and it was very painful for me to see that. But then it was a selective process. They were not the only candidate. We also spoke to other community leaders in the area, also showed us other desperate situations or families, but these were top on the list.
Impilo beyimathema kakhulu ngoba bekunalesikhathi sokuthi ngingathi ukuthi ngidowendane ngabantwana bami. Uma kufika isikhathi lethi mathima ngidobashiya kuphi abantwana banganakhaya. Vele impilo beyingasemnanzi nakancane. So ke nyalo ngiyathemba ukuthi hayi Tibusiso setehlile Nkosini.
Bengiphila kahle but hayi njenganyalo nyalo sengidophila ngcono, bengiphila ngokuhlupheka and bengiphila kabuhlungu. Ngibona ngathi izinto zizoba ngcono, zizophila impilo ekahle, angisahlupheka. Sibonga abantu beITHUBA.
We bid our Mpumalanga families goodbye, and it was off to Gauteng and the Northwest for yet another day of changing lives, one family at a time.
It is important as a company that whenever you get into a village or a community, you need to speak to the people of that. You don't just decide this and this. It is for that reason that we saw as important that we go to the church in Hebron, the Lutheran Church, and we spoke with the council as to council helping us identify any of the congregants that would require a help of this nature.
2 families that were living in corrugated iron shacks were ecstatic to receive the keys to their brand new homes.
So tsatsi le leng le here tsena mo ra utlwa a re batho ba go kerekeng le ba ITHUBA ba re ba tlo nkagela ntlo ka re mane ntlo o ra ntlo as ntlo a re yes ntlo ka se ka tshepa ka re mara modimo teng I know gore go tlo iragala ha ke tla the following week ka bona with material gore go berekega ka bona re itse re keng modimo teng. God is great. Ra leboga ITHUBA re leboga modimo re leboga kereka Lutere re leboga ITHUBA thata le batho ba kileng batla ba tloaga gore ba sa fele pelo ntse re se sirang ba re tlalosetsa ra leboga Panda push up play
re lebogela thuso e ba re thusitseng ka yona re kopa gore le monako e tlang iske nna rona re nnosi ba direlang seo a nne Afrika borwa ka bophara ke ra leboga.
We've installed solar panels, we've furnished the home, we've added water tanks, and we'd like to say thank you to the community for allowing us to do this.
Before ITHUBA e fana ka ntlo ena entle ena bophelo ne bo le thatanyana haholo because of koko ona sokola holo pula ha ena letsi ana mo kenela ka mane ka mphukung ka tla ka shaping ya hae
ke podile ka jeno ha ke tla clinic-ing ne ke sa tsebe lo kena ka clinic ne ke thuswa ke kena ka clinic mara sale ke thola ntlo ke podile.
In KwaZulu-Natal, 435 people lost their lives in the devastating floods in April. It was estimated that repairs to damaged infrastructure would cost as much as R1 trillion. In terms of government's recovery strategy, what has been done and what is still to come?
As I'm saying, a lot has been done. We have sat together, we have had a lot of interventions, a lot of packages assisting, more especially the businesses, so that they can go back, open up for our people to get jobs and so forth. There are a lot of packages we have been involving and engaging with business people, and we see a lot of them coming up now, reopening their businesses. We see a lot of people getting their jobs back. We see a lot of people going back home with something to put on their table. As I'm saying, there is a lot now and again. You know, when you are building, you find challenges here and there, but a lot has been done, really. And I really applaud even the private sector that come and play and hold us and even contribute in making sure that we assist our people in making sure that they live a better life, of which we all wish to see our people living a better life.
How do initiatives such as the ITHUBA housing project support government's recovering strategy?
Oh, we're so grateful to such initiatives. As I'm saying, working with the private sector, really, there's so much that you are getting from them. ITHUBA has come to the party, of which today we are here to open these 3 that are here in this region of KwaZulu-Natal. We're really grateful to such business people who do not only, look at what they get as the company, as the private sector, but they are saying, what is it that we can give back to the communities? We're really grateful, and we really encourage even more other companies to come and assist e-government in making sure that we bring back the lives of our people, we bring back that hope to our people, and we make sure that our people get whatever assistance that they might be needing at any time.
ITHUBA handed over houses to survivors of this shocking natural disaster.
Abantu beThuba ngiyabathanda ngoba benza show ukukwakhela bekwakhele yonke into befake yonke into bafaka istofu bafaka imbhede bafaka yonke into manje kufika ukujabula kufika isinyembezi ukuthi yimi lo imoto eziningi kangaka.
Umlilo wangihlukumeza kakhulu ngoba umlilo wenzeke ekseni ngiphuma ngemsebenzini ngalandwa kwathiwa ngiphuthume ngithema ngafika ngoba engangikubuza ngezwe kuthiwa owengilandela wathi kushe indlu ngabuza ukuthi ziphi izingane wayesethi izingane zikhona ngaze ngaconfirma sengifikile ukuthi izingane ngempela zikhonile ukuphuma kodwa nje endlini akuphumanga lutho umlilo washisa yonke into enganginayo kodwa futhi ngamandla kaNkulunkulu inkampani yeThuba ingibuyisela okungaphezulu kwalokho enganginakho. Ngiyabonga kakhulu nje ngiyabonga.
Ngingathi mina abakwenzeka ithi kukhulu kakhulu futhi ngiyafisa ukuthi umoya bawenzile ukubambisana nabantu beqhubeke bengagcini ngala ekhaya kwaNcube ngoba sibaningi sexayekile sifihlwe isimo sokuthi asazi singabheka apha mafuna sicela usizo. So nje ngiyabakhuthaza ukuthi abakwenzile bengagcini beqhubeke njalo.
Ngabatshela umyalezo ukuthi bakwethu nali ithuba lisa. Lisa kahle kakhulu. Manje nami ngase ngene nobana ngene siyayibona imisebenzi yethuba. Ikhona iyasebenza. Nakho sesikhona sesiyakubona. Sikubona ngamehlo. Yebo, sikubona ngamehlo. Hayi ukuthi inganekwane. Asixoxe inganekwane nakho sekwenzekile ithuba selikwenzile.
Old lady, her house was also affected during the disasters that happened during the past year, and she has a family of 3 and they did not have any accommodation.
I then had to leave my car and then walk a further 2 kilometers to go to the middle of nowhere to find an old lady owayihlala kuRawondi. uRawondi ovuzayo phezulu without a lock on the door. And ugogo ehlala yedwa. Ehlupheka upheka naphakathi, upheka ngamalahle la phakathi.
Lapha kusho ukuthi ngizobonga abakalotho. uNkulunkulu. Ngoba bakazili kungicakuna kule ndawo bengiyona besinzima kakhulu nempilo inzima bengihleli yona.
She's raising her grandchildren. I think there's about 6 of them. And her house was washed away in the floods that happened in the tragedy. But most importantly, she had just tried to build herself a home. It wasn't one of those homes that could stand in the floods, but her house was washed away and she lost all her belongings.
Ayona impilo ibingayi imbi kakhulu. Impilo iqala ukushintsha lapho engangenelwa khona yikhukhula. Zalukhunja zademeja yonke into endlini. Kwawihlahla nesigqobo sakhe samakhelwane phezulu sashaya iwindi kwangena yonke into ngaphakathi. Kwangena kwamanzi kwanhlabathi kwagugula kwasami. Ngasala kuyisho ingubo zengane zokugqoka okusha unjani wena ama wardrobe wena mbhede nje. Yashintsha ke impilo yami ngangikhala ngiguqa ngedolo ngikhuleka ngithi uNkulunkulu wami ungishiyelani na. Ngithi uNkulunkulu wami ungishiyelani na ngikhuleka zonke izinsuku ngenze kanjani into enjena kumina alukho usuku engakhule ngalo kepha Nkosi yini lento eyenzeka kumina ukuthi ngavele ngingena amanzi indivele idemejeke ikuba ngathi into ongayazi kanti uNkulunkulu ungizwile inyembe zami aziwele phansi.
During the flooding period, their home was washed away. And this is a mother and father with 14 children in their house. They were staying in the church, and we recognized that we have to do something to assist the family. And we also realized that the old lady is not well. They will never have another opportunity to own a home again.
Manje lo mndeni adingile nawo wathi sokumndeni wokugcina ibe ngithi ngiphephele kuona mase khambe wona amathemba nje awasekho mfowethu ngisho nje njalo amathemba asekho kodwa sesingabongani nothi nisibuyiselile amathemba lokho ade sithi sinakho osekhambile sekubuye kwabuya times 2 yize noma sekubuye bengasekho kabazali sekumele kube yithina abazali.
Ngesikhathi sekhukhula kwangena amanzi emzini wami ubaba wabona sase siyaphuma siyabaleka saya kamakhelwane kwasafike wawa wonke umuzi wakhona nakhona sase sikhuphukela ngasenhle thenga kusasa zase sithi ingane asihambe sesontweni ngathi mina ngizohamba kanjani ngoba umfula kufanele ngiwele umfula ngoba umfula ugcwele base bethi bona sophosa intambo emfuleni sikubophele sikudonse kanjalo ngaze ngayofika esontweni mesifika esontweni ngathi ukugula kancane ngendlela ngangishawa amatshe ngathi ukugula kancane kodwa ubaba wasipho usizo umpostoli wasipho usizo ukuthi sihlale kwakhe kwase kufika noma ngababonanga kahle ngoba mina ngangisagula kwase kufika abakalotho bafika ngisagula mina kodwa ngesikhathi befika sebefika kwesibili ngababona
sasingazelele sonke ukuthi leya disaster ayingenza into ebhlungu kangaka kodwa sabona sekuqhamuka abantu beqhamuka nemthwalo begilekelwe imizi bengasenayo indawo yokuhlala. Kwacaca ukuthi isonto is the last resort lapho abangafike bazokhosela khona. Savula-ke indlu yebandla bangena abanye bengabazalwane abanye besingakhonzi nabo kanjalo. Kodwa ngokuthi isonto lagcwele amanzi kwapho ukuthi sivula amakamero manje ekhaya lethu. Sihlale-ke nalabo bantu sibahose sihlale nabo emzini wethu. Kodwa-ke siyambonga uNkulunkulu ukuthi nangu lodwa waqhamuka ithuba lavela lazosiza masimemeza abasizwa nabanye abasizayo. Siyabonga kakhulu ukuthi sikwazi abantu balale bedlile bakwazi ukuhlala babe comfortable.
Uma ube ngaphakathi endlini, she was trying to move furniture away because amanzi besengena ngaphakathi endlini. So ngalesikhathi esazama ukumove furniture kanti sekuzohamba indlu ikamero leli ayilikulona because kunomfula lapha eduze kwakhona, wahamba kanjalo ke sangamthola kuze kube last month sitholakala ukuthi utholakala elwandle eBlue Lagoon. So bamthatha ke bamisa ePhoenix ngokuthi bengasabonakali selimele yabo. We had to do ama DNA test in order to prove ukuthi uyena ngempela yini. Lawa akaphumeke last week, sakwazi ukuthi simngcwabe last week.
The Ngombane household is a household of 8 individuals, which unfortunately, through tragic circumstances, suffered great loss to not only their house but their livestock as well. So as an organization, we felt it very important to ensure that not only do they have a house, but a place they can call home, not only in this festive season, but for the rest of their lives. And if you actually take a look behind us, that is the household. We ensure that everything is sorted. They've got a place where they can call home. So when you're ready, we can make our way down.
Ngekhukhula phela mama umgwaqo wavela waqhuma umgwaqo wagcwala amanzi agena ekhaya yazahlephuka izindlu kwamhlolo kwayindongo udongo kwafa yonke into engaphakathi endlini, TV kwafa, fridge sangaba nalutho.
Unfortunately, the family does suffer from a bit of challenges which they experience through their lifetime as well. So for us as ITHUBA, our motto is always to not pass it forward. So we want to ensure that at the end of the day, the family, no matter what challenges they have, they can still come home and have a place that they can call theirs, be safe, and have love and experience amongst each other.
Ngekhathi sekhukhula bekunzima mzalwane because uyacabanga ukuthi uma ngabe ustrugglisha ungakhubazekile even worse kukuthina esikhubazekile ngoba uma indlu inetha ake ngithi kuyanetha nje like iyanetha nje indlu ayikakazukuwa wedwa endlini kuyashibilika. Uyabona irubber once yahlangana namanzi umuntu uyazama ukuthi uyoqoqa uyashibilika and kune possibility lapho ukuthi ube ne disability yesibini.
We've come to the end of an amazing trip. What were the highlights for you?
Wow, it was an amazing trip. I still can't believe it. Seeing the joy of the old lady and her crying and her dancing really gives my heart so much joy. Just seeing the gratification on people's lives, you can see you've made a tangible difference. When you see that these children going into a shelter, they will not be going out into the rain anymore, gave me such a big joy in my life, a big smile on my face. So that for me was the highlight, just seeing the kind of joy and smiles on people's faces.
What's next in the pipeline?
Well, there is so much to be done. I don't think that there'll ever be, as I said, a end to this destination. Our country needs all, and in fact, I'm challenging other corporates to do likewise, to do something, to follow suit and do better. As a matter of fact, if all of us make that one change, I'm sure we can make. And for us at ITHUBA, we think that this housing project is a big thing, one home at a time, making a difference one home at a time. And that's our project. And And I think we are going to continue on this destination for the following year, which is 2023 and 2024. We're going to get big onto the housing assistance and education. That's what is big for us. We really would like to see many more. Yes, we make a lot of jackpot winners, but for us, it's not only just financially, but it's also about the basic issues, about the housing issues, it's about education issues, because all these things go hand in hand in improving the societies that we live in, or the communities that we live in.
So how can ordinary citizens get involved in contributing to their communities?
Well, it is critically important that ordinary citizens get involved. And you don't have to do something big. Volunteer. Just look after your neighbor. Just help the old lady next door to you. Just help somebody somewhere in a hospital. Pick up the papers. Plant a garden. It doesn't have to be big ideas. We can start with small ideas. In other countries, volunteerism is part of their DNA. And I think we have to encourage that everybody must roll up our sleeves and make a difference. We must just not wait for somebody else to do something for us. You start by doing something for yourself, and you start by doing something for your community. We all got two hands. We're all capable. We all got a brain. It's just sitting under the tree and thinking, what do we do about improving our own lives? And I encourage citizens to do the same, wherever they are, to make a difference in their communities.
What an amazing experience it was just to see ITHUBA coming through into communities, rural communities that have been affected by floods, affected by fires, affected by poverty, and experiencing them personally hand over brand new homes was an incredible experience for me, an incredible journey. So what I got to experience was something that I have always believed in, Ubuntu. Paying it forward, making sure that the next person experiences true love, support, and comfort, especially during a hard time. So all the all the beneficiaries who were affected by floods, what I got to see is pure joy. I got to see people not believing. 70 to 80% of the beneficiaries did not believe that they were going to get a home. They all thought that, oh, okay, this is just another promise. This is not going to come to fruition. But when keys were physically handed over to them, an entire team, staff members were here, an entire fleet of roadshow vehicles outside, they could now believe. Now they have more to believe in. We went into communities where it was even difficult to get our vehicles there. So how difficult is it for those community members to live in shacks? No water, no electricity. But now there's solar, there's furniture, there's water. It's really inspired me. ITHUBA, equality in opportunities, they truly live by that. And that's what I feel we as South Africans need to start living up to. We need to start living up to the real and actual spirit of Ubuntu. Pay it forward. If you know someone who is in need, family member, friend, or community member, pay it forward. Equality in opportunity.